Welcome to the Mind Body Podcast. I'm your host, Maria Angelova, and I'm here to challenge everything you have been told about aging and wellness. This podcast is for those who refuse to accept that growing old means growing unhealthy. Each week, I will bring you dynamic conversations with inspirational guests, sharing practical advice, insights, and motivation to live your life rebelliously as you age with grace and vitality. This is your time to embrace self-care, transformation, and an infectious spirit that says no to the conventional and yes to a vibrant, powerful life. Let's dive in and redefine what it means to live well. Hi, Rebels, and welcome to the Mind Body Podcast, your rebellious podcast with me, your host, Maria, where it is all about a strong body, calm mind, healing, and fully living. And today we get to talk about a topic that frequently people are like, I don't see it, I don't understand it, I don't understand how it can change my life. I don't understand how my physical training has anything to do with my mindset and how working on my mindset can help change my life, which is exactly what the Angelova method does, which is why so many people are confused about it, is what I do. So let's dive in about the power of the mind and the body, the power of the physical and the emotional empowerment. So you're like, okay, mind and body. I've been going to the gym my entire life. I have been an athlete in college. I really think I have a great fitness foundation. Okay, and maybe you do, and maybe you don't. And I will tell you that I work with athletes. I work with very athletic people. I do work with people who are athletes in their youth. And people are like, wow, how come nobody teaches us what you do? And that is pretty consistently. So, and then you might think, well, how does that have to do anything with the mindset? Because let me ask you a question. Perhaps you're working out, you're middle age, you're working out, and you're not seeing the results that you do, that you want to do, to see. Your body's achy, even though you think you're strong, you're like, I just don't feel it. I don't feel ideal in my body. Something is off. And that is the mindset and the education piece, which I'm so passionate about because, as you guys have heard me say before, our mentality, our mindset around fitness has to change. Fitness is not about looking a particular way, about fitting a specific body image stereotype. Fitness, in my view, in the Angelova view, it's about helping you feel great, helping you feel strong, reading the aches and the pains, sustaining mobility in your body. And you're like, okay, I follow. Where is the mindset link with that? Where is the mind-body connection link with that? The truth is that most of us are very unintentional in how we show up in life. Even if it's a workout, you go to the gym, you put your music on, you do your workout, and perhaps it's the same one that you do over time. Even if it's one day you do legs, one day it's upper body, one day it's core, one day it's this, one day it's that. You kind of done it, you know it, you go through the motion, check mark, workout done. I will tell you that what's different about the Angelova method is you have zero opportunity. I mean, when I say zero, I mean zero opportunity to think about anything else but the movement that you're executing because there is so much precision and so much thought and so much intention that has to go into how you're moving so that you can get strong instead of get hurt. And most of us, I mean, I do have to say, I've always been throughout my fitness teaching career, I've always been very intentional about form and proper positioning as we execute the movement. But now that's like at a whole different level. The little tiny differences of how you move, and if you lose your engagement, will have long-term implications to how you feel. So you have to quiet in and connect body and mind. And that is why showing up to your workout, to your movement routine, only physically, but without having mentally checked in is not enough. And that is truly my secret. I mean, I'm telling you my secret, and it sounds so easy, yet it is so complicated. I can tell you, how many jokes we crack with clients, or the things that clients say, such as like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, like, I hear you intellectually, my body cannot execute what I'm telling it to do. And that's okay, because we all have a starting point, right? It's about deepening that mind-body connection and having our body do what we want it to do. Now, take that to a whole other level. The body. Our body is a reflection of our state of being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So you might go, you know what? I'm really going to work on my mindset and stay really positive. Great. And you say that to yourself in your head. Now, the body, in order for you to be fully in alignment, your body has to believe what you're saying yourself in your head. And frequently we have a disconnect of what you tell yourself in your head and what you're experiencing in your body. And when you're disconnected from your body, you're totally not attuned to what your body is telling you or how your body is feeling. And I do these simple exercises, getting people to really slow down and tune into their body, and not unusual tears start coming up. They start becoming aware of like where there is tightness and heaviness, where their body is holding on to something, which, yes, might be, perhaps you see this tension. But I was just having a conversation with a client about how our past is held into the body. There is a phenomenal book called The Body Keeps the Score. It's not a light read, highly, highly recommended. Our upbringing, our past, most of us live in the past through our body. Most of us don't know how to release the past from our body. We are physically trapped into our past. And even though our mind tries to move us forward, our body is like, because the body has developed these chemical dependencies on how we experience life. And when we start changing, such as you make a New Year's resolution, you decide to focus on your nutrition, you decide to focus on, if you've never exercised, now you're going to exercise, you start changing your habits. And we know that habits is not an easy thing to do. Why? Not because you're weak, not because you don't want to. It's because our body, our chemistry works together. And we have to learn to reset our body and our mind in alignment so that we can see the results that we want and experience life the way we want to see it. So that is why I don't even call my sessions fitness sessions, because, and I have to educate clients on that sometimes I'll tell them, you are doing fantastic. And they're like, really? They're like, I feel like I'm barely moving. It's like, yes, because the things I'm teaching you, the foundation of what I'm teaching you is not appreciated in traditional fitness. I have to re-educate you of what really fitness is. And what's your best feedback if that fitness, and I'm putting quotation marks, is working for you, is how you feel. So if you do the work and you live here going like, oh my gosh, I feel phenomenal. Yeah, isn't that how you want your fitness to feel? But we have to do the baseline. If your body feels like crap and you go beat it up in the gym and then you feel double crappy, did that really serve you? What are you punishing yourself for? And I asked that question because I had that big aha for myself. So the body-mind implication goes so much deeper, which is why the Angelova method is such a phenomenal approach to body and mind. And I can take you there from the body to the mind, because the way you move tells me a lot about personality. And what is your personality? Your personality is how you show up in life. It's how you do life. Or I can go through the mindset piece and see why you're not experiencing the life that you want to experience, and how that's reflected in your body and how your body is holding you back. And if right now you're like, holy cow, I have no idea what she's talking about, it's an experience that is truly hard to explain. And once you experience it, and I'll tell you, it takes clients a while for the dots to start like connecting one to another, because it's a different way of experiencing movement. It's a different way of seeing the world. It's a different way of connecting the physical with the mental, with the emotional, with the spiritual. And all of that helps you tap into who you are. Why? Let's talk about that. If right now you're like, okay, I hear you, Maria, I kind of follow. Tell me, how is that going to help me be more authentic? So when you start becoming aware of one, how you move, of your compensations. Let me just say, compensations are physical compensations, but we also have compensations of how we show up in life. If we're very ego-driven, there is a reason for that. If we try to fit in our work environment, into our community, into our family, and suppress who we are so that we can fit in, you have patterns which you have created in your life so that you fit in, which are probably not aligned with who you truly are. So how does all of this help you connect to who you truly are? Well, one, you get to be intentional. You get to quiet your mind, which if you're ever stuck, the best thing you can do for yourself is quiet your mind and quiet your body. And then you get to tune in. And once you tune in and you start being honest with yourself and asking yourself, am I in the right place in my life? And when I say right, right for you and right for me could be two very different places. And there is no right and there is no wrong. It is right for you, it is right for me. But as a society, we have this conditioning of what should be right for all of us. And every single one of us is here on earth with a purpose. And if we suppress our purpose and if we don't live authentically, we can't live and thrive into our purpose. So every change starts with awareness. And again, it's the physical, the mindset awareness, your emotional awareness. That is your emotional maturity, your overall holistic maturity of where you are. And once you become aware of, wow, that does not feel right. And I literally feel it in my body. I feel how that's creating, let's say, tension or stiffness in my body. Now you have an opportunity to take a different action. An action that is alive, that is in line with the life that you want to live. And that's where the discomfort is. Because once again, you have to break those patterns which you have created to adapt, to fit in the box, and courageously step outside the box to live the life that you want to live. Not your parents, not your spouse, not your boss, not your friend, you. So lots of points for reflection, which, this is a great point to also send you an invite. If that's something that you want to be intentional about, we have this year the Inner Alchemy Retreat coming up in Bulgaria in July. Why is the retreat called Inner Alchemy? Because changing your life starts from within. Changing your life does not start from changing the external environment. And then think about these rebels. How often are you not happy and you think that by changing the external, you're going to make the internal happy? If you get a new house, you will be happy. If you get the promotion, you will be happy. And what happens? You get the promotion, you have the high for a day or two or a week. And then what? Then you're back to where you started. So it's not that you don't want to grow and be promoted in life. And here I'm using promote as more than like a physical promotion of title, but promoting as growth, as elevation, as stepping into the highest version of yourself, how can you create that internal happiness that is independent of what is happening externally about you? Because let me tell you guys, that is the secret to life. When you're aware of how to respond to life, guided by the internal, and to create internal happiness. So, yeah, so it's internal alchemy. The change starts within, and it starts by awareness, by being consistent with your self care. Your self care is intentional. You're connected with a community of like minded people. You have experiences which offer you an opportunity to practice being responsive versus reactive. It's an opportunity for a whole week to be present and to learn about yourself. And it's the art of letting go of all which does not serve you. And I would say it again. Most of us have no idea. We're completely unaware. And I'm raising my hand because I was one of those people. I was just going through the motion, running on the hamster wheel, totally living defined by the external, stressed, anxious. And I thought I was on the right path. Because why? Because everybody else around me was doing the same thing. And now that I see things on the other side, I'm like, holy cow, life is to be lived with a spark, with joy and happiness and fulfillment. And I invite you, rebels, whether it's, reach out, let's talk, whether you decide to join the retreat, whether it's you decide to listen to the podcast and hear other empowered guests share, whether it's finding a coach, whether it's finding a community of such people, whatever your ways, or maybe doing your self-study, reading books which elevate you, doing meditations, whatever works for you, do it. It's magical. But start by giving yourself a chance, that's what the Angelova method is. It's a chance to get to know yourself, to gain clarity around what you want, to experience life high vibrationally, with joy and happiness, with trust and surrender, with embracing change, with choosing to live in abundance, with choosing to live with vitality versus being run down, chasing goals which don't really align with you, chasing goals because your best friend, your colleague, somebody else is doing it. What if that's not your thing? I'd love to hear any questions that you have, whether it's about the Angelova method, whether it's about the upcoming retreat. I want to help you because you know what? First of all, I am so passionate about what I do. I want everyone to experience the changes that I have and see life, experience life the way that I do. And second, very importantly, it takes many of us to feel that way so our world can change. And I've said that before, and I'm going to say it again. Our world is showing us the results in our world, is showing us where we are as a society. And I say society like globally. And it is showing that it is not working for us. So today, this is my invitation for you to step into being rebellious. By being rebellious and true to yourself in body, mind, and spirit, I invite you to find the ways to live in alignment, to thrive, to be, to become. What do you think? DM me, send me a question, share. Who can benefit from hearing this? And I tell you, I know from personal experience, it is scary to step into who you are. Liberating myself and giving myself permission to step into my personal power has been the best decision I have made in my life. Zero questions asked. And today I invite you to do the same. I send you love. I send you a big hug. I send you great vibrations. And once again, remind you that you own it yourself to live rebelliously. Vibe high, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for joining us on the Mind Body Podcast, where we explore the power of living authentically and rebelliously. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow rebellious soul who would love to hear what we share as much as you do. Stay strong, stay calm, and most importantly, stay rebellious. Until next time, rebellious souls, keep living fully. Your journey is just beginning.